Hello everyone, this is Jennifer from Jennifer Biedermann Jewelry. I wanted to invite you to another tutorial today. Today we're going to be making this cuff bracelet. Okay, now with this bracelet, this one that I'm showing you now has 8 wires, but the one we're going to do has 6 wires. It's going to be essentially the same weave. What's great about this is it's adjustable, so it will fit most wrists. This one, I would say it is about 6.5 inches all the way around, but again, you can make it longer. Okay, so here are the materials you're going to need to make this bracelet. First, you're going to need some cutters. Okay, you will need round nose pliers, and you will need some chain nose pliers. Okay, and of course you're going to need, I'm using 18 gauge copper dead soft wire for this project. So what we're going to do is you're going to cut 6 lengths of 9 inches. Okay, so get your you will need a ruler for this as well. So cut 6 pieces of 9 inches. We're not going to use all 9. We're going to be cutting it at the end, but it's best to have more than not enough. Okay, so for the purpose of this tutorial, I cut little pieces because I'm just going to show you how to start the weave, and then you're going to weave on and on and on until you get the length you want. Okay, now I'm going to be making about a 7-inch cuff bracelet. I did cut 9 inches, but I'm going to be weaving about 6, the weave will be about 6 inches long. Okay, so go ahead and cut your wires and we'll get started. And what I did forget to tell you is you're also going to need a weaving wire. And the best weaving wire size I think to use with the 18 gauge is a 28 gauge weaving wire, also dead soft. If it's not dead soft, you're going to have a lot of difficulty trying to wrap this around your wire. If you go bigger than this 18 gauge, like if you do a 16 gauge, then you can go to maybe a 26 weaving wire. Okay, so this is 28. All right, so let's get started. You're going to pick up your first wire. I'm just going to get a little closer here so you can see. Okay, so you're going to cut yourself a length of weaving wire. For this whole project, you're going to need about 12 feet of wire. If you're not comfortable working with that length, I usually keep it right on the spool. Here are my spools, by the way. I buy these at, this is amazing wire. I've used a lot of copper wire, and this is the best quality at the best price. I got these at Rio Grande. They sell these copper wires in 1-pound spools, so it lasts me a long time, and they are 99.9% pure copper, so that means I can antique this if I want to. If it's non-tarnished copper, you can't antique it. Okay, so we'll get started. So pick up your first wire. So this is going to be wire 1, and what you want to do is start about 2 inches or 1.5 inches from the start. Okay, so you're going to go about, let me check actually just to make sure, because I started a piece already. Yeah, you know what? Exactly 2 inches from the left. And then we're going to cut them off at the end. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to anchor the first couple of coils. So you lay your wire on top. You leave yourself a tail, and you're going to grab that tail with your thumb. And you're going to just weave around. Push it in with your index finger, and then you're going to weave around again. So now this, I've just anchored my weave. And you want the wire to lay on top because we're going to be working around the back. Okay, next step, you're going to pick up another wire, so wire 2, and you're going to coil around that once, around the front, and then between the two. And Just do it gently and loosely at first, but then you just want to, you know, with your thumb, come back up like that. Next step, you're going to take the next wire, wire number 3, and you're going to do the same thing. And you're going to weave in the front, between the two, push it, and up again. Now, I'm not sure what this weave is called. I think it's a modified sumac weave, but I'm not sure. Okay, I just know I use this weave a lot and I really like it because it's nice and condensed. Next, you take wire 4, do the same thing, wire over the front, and then between wire 4 and 3, and then up again. Pick up wire 5, and you're going to do the same thing, over the front, between, towards the back, between wire 5 and 4. Pick up wire 6, same thing, over the front, and then between wires 6 and 5. Okay, that's the first step. Next step we're going to do is we will come down again. So we're just going to take the wire, I'm going to bring it around the front, and instead of going over just one wire at a time, we're going to go over 2 wires. So we're going over wire 6 and 5. So you're going to go between wires 5 and 4. Okay, so just the top 2 wires. Push it with your thumb, bring it up a little bit, and then bring it in between wires 6 and 5. Okay, then you're going down the next 2. So wires 5 and 4, you're going like this, and then you're going between wires 5 and 4, and then push it towards there. Next, you're going next to the next 2 wires, so you're going down wire 4 and 3, and then between wire 4 and 3, and then you're going to go between or over the next 2 wires, and you will come between wires 3 and 2, and then the last 2 wires over. No, wait a second. Over the 2, and then between wires 1 and 2. Now this counts, I'm going to count this as 1 rotation. Okay, now you see there's a little V there. We don't want that V, so you're going to take your nails or your tools and you're just going to push them together. And every now and then, that's what you're going to do. You're going to push them together. Either use a tool like this, or what's better than this so you don't scratch your wires, is use a nylon pliers and just push them together. Okay, so if you don't have strong nails, you want to be able to use the nylon wires. Okay, nylon pliers, sorry. Now be sure to separate your wires here so that you can, because you're going to be working with a longer piece than I have here, so just separate them out here, but you don't want them to be too separate here. Okay, so you're going to be constantly adjusting your wires, and I just keep adjusting. So this is 1 rotation. Okay, we're going to do 10 rotations like this. So now we're going to start on the second one. So again, we go up, and then we're going to go between wires 3 and 2, because we just want to wrap that wire around the second wire once. So, and then between wires 1 and 2. See? Here, let me get a little bit closer if you can see that. So what I did here was I just wrapped around the second wire here. Now I'm going to go around the back, and I'm going to go around the wire 3. Push it towards between wire 3 and 2. Okay? Up around wire 4, between wire 4 and 3. Up behind wire 5, between wires 5 and 4. Up behind wire 6, between wire 6 and 5. Okay? Oops, see how that separated a little bit? I'm going to push it in. Condense your weave as you go. Okay? Now as you get going, this is going to get faster. This weave took me a long time to get right. I was going over the front, over the back. It wasn't looking right. I would start my weave, I would take it off, I would start again. I watched so many YouTube videos to get this right, and then I finally got a momentum. And this is how I do my momentum, okay? In my head, I go over wire 6 and 5, between wire 6 and 5. Over wires 5 and 4, between wire 5 and 4. Over wire 4 and 3, between wire 4 and 3. Over wires 3 and 2, between wires 3 and 2. Over wires 2 and 1, between wires 2 and 1. Okay, that's what I do in my head so that I don't forget. Okay, so now we've completed 2 rotations. Okay, so now my wires got a little bit out of whack here, so I'm just going to readjust, take my time, make sure they're a little bit wide here so I can find which wire it is, because sometimes I work with 12 wires, okay, and that can be really frustrating, but once you get it done, it looks gorgeous. Okay, let's do that again. Under, through the back, coil around wire 2, between wire 2 and 1, back over wire 3, back between wire 3 and 2, and you just continue on. And you continue on like this. That's a half a rotation. Okay, and now we're going to come around the front, go over here, between, once you get this weave down, it's so fun to do, because I'm going to show you how I do this really fast, and here in a sec. Let's finish the last rotation. Okay, now you see I need to push my weave together. Always condense, okay? And try and keep your tension even. No need to be too tight. You tighten it as you compress. Okay, so here I'm just going to move out a little bit. Now this is how I do it. I hold my wires like this so that it's kind of up a little bit, and then so now we did 3 rotations. Okay, so there is 7 more to go. 7 rotations, because we're going to do 10 in all. So you're going to count 10. This is how I count it. 1, 2, 3. See the 2 little wires at the top here? Okay, so here, this is how I do it. I'm going to show you a little bit faster. I go over the back, push with my nail, over the front, over the back, towards the front, towards the back, towards the front, towards the back, and then see how fast that went? Okay, now we're going to work our way down. Over the front, towards the back, towards the front, over the front, like this. Now we've completed 4 rotations. Okay, so continue that until you have a total of 10. Okay, and then when you have your 10, we're going to start the new pattern. Okay, and this pattern is called an Aztec weave, but it's basically doing a triangle up and down and up and down and up and down. So there's different variations to this. Now what you're going to do, just again, make sure you compress your weave, and this is how, oops, we do it. So here I'm coming around the front here. Okay, what I want to do is bring it around the back, and I'm going to wrap around both wires. So there once, I'm going to wrap around again, I'm going to go around it twice, back around, and I'm going around it 3 times. So there I have my 3. Once I've done my 3, I want to go between wires 1 and 2 so that I can step up and work on the top 2 over here. So once I've done that, I just push it together. Now I'm going over the front. So you're going to bring it up the front, and you're going to go over as wires 3 and 2 only. So like this, up, back, in the middle, and then between wires. I have 3 here. 3, I went through middle of that wire. I'm keeping it loose for now. I don't want it too tight, but now I'm going to tighten it up. And how I tighten it up, I just take my finger. I'm going to grab the wire and just take my finger and push it like that. Okay? Now I'm set to do the top next 2 wires. So here we're going to go through wires 4 and 3. Going to try and, just like I said, I'm going to do it gentle. I'm going to do a little bit loose to start, and then push them together. So it goes in steps. Then we're going to go up again. This is between over wires 4 and 5, 3 times. I have 3, so now between wires 5 and 4, push it together. Last time. Now I'm at the top. Three, and then between wires 6 and 5. Now that I'm at the top, whoops, sorry about that. Now that I'm at the top, I need to work my way down. I don't need to worry about the top wire, I just wrapped it. It's going to look like a triangle, and now I'm working my way down. So I'm in the front, I'm going to wrap behind or around wires 4 and 5 only 3 times. Oops. And then between those 2 wires, and then push together. And again, we're going to work our way down. This is a fun weave too, because you can do 3 rotations, 1 rotation, 2 rotations, 4, 5, whatever you want. It depends on the look you want. And then we push our way down. And then we're going over the wires 3 and 2 3 times. Okay, like that, and the last 2. Now I'm just going to adjust my wires. And then, okay, so now that we're done, see it's a little bit spread out. What I want to do is push that all together. Okay, and I'm going to do on this side as well, always compressing. Always compress, because it's so important, because then if you don't, you compress over here and then you don't over here, it's really going to not look like a nice weave. Okay, so now you're going to repeat this so that you have 3 points. Okay, so here you have 10 rotations. Here I only have 4, but you're going to do 10, and here you're going to do 3. Okay, so again, as you're working up, you just work your way up this way. Okay, when I was starting to weave and I was watching YouTube videos and I bought a lot of tutorials, I would pause and go back and pause and go back and say, where the hell is she putting her hand and how did she get it to look like that and what wire and all that stuff. So just pause the video if you didn't get it. Pause the video, start from the front, from the start, and then just watch it again and again until you get it. And then you're going to get a nice momentum. So continue that. You're going to continue this weave. Once you've done the 3, by the way, once you've finished the 3 peaks, you're going to do another set of that weave, and I'm going to show you on another piece, okay? So I've completed the piece. So what you want to do, this is what it's going to look like. See how we have 10 here, 3 peaks, and then I did a little one here, and this is just 3 rotations. So these are going to be the start and the finish, the 10 rotations. And in the middle you have 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3, and 3 as you go on. Okay? So I cut, at the beginning, I cut 9 inches. Okay? I'll just zoom out there. Now, this weave here, look how pretty that is. Oh, it's so nice. Once I finish this, it measures actually 5 inches. Okay? Because I want this cuff to be about 6.5. Okay, because the cuff, it's gonna have an opening here. I don't have a clasp to consider. So my wrist, I know I wear about 7.5 with a clasp. So this is just gonna be like 6.5 to 7, approximately. So continue on until you hit your weave to 5. Did I say 5? Yeah, 5 inches. Okay. And that'll give you enough room to do your 2 ends, the 10 rotations, and then all of this pattern here in the middle. Okay? So once you've completed that, we're going to go on to the next step. And the next step is I start to form it. Okay? I will form it to fit my wrist, and then I'm going to do these little swirls after. Okay? Because I'm not going to cut these ends just yet. So I'm going to find my front side, which is, let me just double check. Okay, I started here on this side. So to bend this, gently shape it with your thumbs, and you're going to start in the middle, and you're just going to gently start to curve it. Don't make any fast bends, because then if you bend it, it's going to bend, and then it's going to, you won't be able to get back in that nice round shape. So just work your way around, bending it. And check now and then. Obviously, I'm going to check and say, okay, I have that much more to go. And I will just keep bending, and shaping. So take your time. Be gentle with it. I've made so many cuff bracelets with different weaves, and I can wear a different one every day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop about there, okay, and I'm just going to put it on my wrist. Okay, so here I'm just going to fit it on. So the shape is there, almost there. I'm not going to bend this in just yet because I want to do these little swirls, okay, because we're not doing a clasp. We're just going to end these. We have to figure out what to do with these ends, so we'll make it decorative, okay? These are a little bit too long, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start spreading them out, just like that. Just like that. And now I'm just going to cut about I'm going to say a 1/2 inch. Okay? Again, if you're not sure the length that you want, don't cut too much off because you can't get it back. Cut what you think you're going to be at, and then if you need to cut more, you'll just cut more. So I'm going to take about a 1/2 inch off. And I'm going to do that all the way around. Oops, that went flying. Okay, so I'm going to measure this. These now are an inch long. So I'm going to go on the other side, and I know I need to cut this about an inch. So right about there. So I'm going to start cutting these across. You can do any type of decoration here you want. If you wanted to just do 3 swirls in the middle, and then, you know, you push that one forward and do a little decoration here, you can do that too. Whatever your designer mind wants. But I think these little swirl ends are really cute because you can wear it like this, or you can even wear it like that. So it looks like a little flower. Okay, now your round nose pliers come in. So you're going to spread these out just like so. And you take your round nose. Depending on how big the swirl you want, you have to choose where to place the wire in your round nose pliers. So I want mine about here. About there, right at the tip. So when I run my finger on it, I can hardly touch it. Now I'm just going to rotate until I can't rotate anymore. And when I do that, it touches the wire. I'm going to putting my round nose in again. I'm going to start turning again. And then you're going to push it like that. And then the next one. Turn until you can't turn anymore. Continue. Okay, so I did my 3 little loops here. Now I'm going to do it on the other side. So same placement, turn, and just do your little swirls until you get to the bottom. Now see, this swirl is a little bit out of whack, so I'm just going to take my pliers, push it in, and then rotate. Now I'm just going to place them on top of each other a little bit. And I'm going to take my pliers and continue. Okay, so that side's done. Now I'm going to do the other side. So you just do exactly what you did on the other side. Okay, same thing on the other side. And then once we're done this, we're going to finish the shaping of the bracelet. So I'm going to place that one on top, and now the last one, and we're almost there. Okay, so now that I've done that look at the bracelet, I need to continue shaping this. So I'm going to start shaping. I want to bend, I will bend these in like this, because the bracelet's not going to be exactly perfectly round, because your wrist is kind of like not completely round. It's got a little bit to shape like this to it. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to put it on. And I'm happy with that. Okay, and if you want to push it in a little bit, you kind of shape it a little bit when it's on, take it off, take a look at it, and that's it, you're done. And there's your bracelet. Now if you want to have this look, I used exactly the same wire on this one. It looks a little bit smaller because this I used 8 wires. This one I use 6. You put this in a little patina bath, and then until it turns black, and then you take what's it called? It's called steel wool, very fine steel wool, and you just rub it until you can see, you know, the accents of the copper here. The weave is really gonna stand out when you do that. Here's another example of the weave we started with here, just this weave. I did a open bracelet and I put some beads in the middle. So I started here as usual, split them, continued the weave, put them back together, and there's so many things you can do with this. And you can make all kinds of different bracelets. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. I also, if you wanted to visit my Etsy shop, you can do that so at etsy.com. My shop name is Biedermann Jewelry. I will also leave a link below because I have a lot of different cuff bracelets. I use silver. I have you know, all kinds of earrings and rings and all kinds of fun things. So if you see anything you like that you like a tutorial on, just leave me a note or leave me a comment. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.